This is a late night rant I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do that. I thought about posting on YouTube. If I have, then it's probably because this thing went ahead and probably is like too long. So it's likely going on the PowerCoin account. Which, well, yeah. Because I went ahead and I'm just sitting here thinking, right? Now look. And now listen. What is Roblox really doing, man? Because now this has been a pattern of months that I've been observing, right? And there's still some stuff I am still relatively observing because what else could you do? And I think let's just go ahead. We can just get this out of the way. It's simple. The state of Roblox has just gone downhill for the past year. And okay, you could have argued it's been a few years, but really for like that past year, huh, good lord, what the fuck are we doing, bro? Like, I have never seen a platform so mind-boggling. Just find new ways to kick itself in the dick every week. I sometimes wonder why I go ahead and I play this, and then I realize, well, I was born into it, molded by it, blah blah blah. The whole Bane shit. So how do I feel about this, right? Of course, I feel like if you really wanted to see like this whole fall off, this whole thing kind of just go downhill, you obviously got to go ahead and got to go back to fucking August, man. Cause, and the whole vigilante update. Now, look, I get it. There is, I get why this whole thing was considered the whole thing, but then you had Sleb actually, getting these fuckers arrested, and he still is. Although there's also some other stuff about him that has made other people quit and all that. He has still pretty much has been a main factor of getting some people that don't need to be on this Roblox platform off the platform, bro. Or at least basically in the criminal justice system. It's bad. Simple as that. And hence we roll out all these and hence it rolls out all the lawsuits, all the safety updates, and it's oh boy. Are they really updates? Like, I get okay. You can understand H check and how and as fucking as it is, as fucking terrible as it is, we're at a point where it's reasonable to understand why, due to the safety of how unfortunately this platform has become. So while frustrating, I can semi understand. How you can reasonably understand. Although that it makes like strategy games pretty much fucking really hard to go ahead and really do, and also plenty of other sports games. HCBB. And fucking any other game, really. And then from there, you go ahead and you get to the other updates. The faces removal. Why the and adding fucking makeup? There's literally no one asked for that shit. No one did. They went ahead. The only people that they went ahead and I believe asked was the fucking investors. Even then, the fucking Roblox stock has went down from the fucking 100 to now it's like fucking $41 the other day. Dude, a freaking thing of silver, right? Silver. Like, once upon a time, it was... Roblox was worth more than pretty much, per se, like a thing of silver, right? Fast forward, silver is double the value of Roblox stock now. Which really should tell you what the fuck is going on. Now, and then from there, it's just been landmine after landmine after landmine after landmine. That when you sit down, it's just like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, one of the main reasons why I'm even recording this is because of their new update involving like a new API that they're going to go ahead and put in and all that. And generally removing the and really making it hard for like on the whole thing. You should already know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I'm simply referring to the donation games update that affects the games like Please Donate, among others. Because Roblox wants to have 100%, wants everything going to go through them, and go through them only. Which makes no sense. Which generally makes no sense. Like, yes, I understand you introduced that new transfer thingy, but even then, you think parents are going to go ahead and are going to objectively buy Robux now? Like, donation games, at least you can get that chance to go ahead and actually get Robux, even if you have to freaking beg and all that stuff, which in contrast and from context and from the whole thing, yes, it does sound a bit bad, but still, kids have actually have went ahead and have been able to go ahead and get what they need from the whole thing. Meanwhile, I've even managed to go ahead and sometimes have donations when I was in tough spots. And now that all these development stuff that is just objectively adding for no reason, you think this is also, or not my complaining stops, right? Not entirely. The one thing I really want to complain about is the fucking shit going on with this community, man. It's like every week, every month, or every week, there's some bullshit. It's it's a new form of bullshit after the other. If it wasn't Grace, it's Forsaken. It's the game that I'll admit which when it comes to horror games, I don't really even touch as is, but like holy shit. The amount of drama surrounding that game those games have been some bullshit alone. Like the Grey Staff and the Forsaken staff, it's all collective issues with the whole thing, and it gets to a point. At least those ones you can objectively argue is pretty much very well true. Then we have one of the most controversial ones of all time, Pressure. I'm pretty sure people go ahead and if you have Twitter, you already went ahead and you already know. But for those that went ahead and probably are living under a rock seeing this, let's go ahead and let's break it down, right? So apparently, a developer got sexually assaulted during the RDC conference, which from there, it was none other than no longer Noel, aka Ren, who is someone that is, I believe, non-binary, I guess, also, but a girl, I don't know. She pretty much goes ahead and she was the music composer for Pressure, right? And I will say, on a side note, she did a really good job on that music. I went ahead and I actually listened to one song. She did a nice job, bruh. Like, I got it. Like, you gotta understand, she went ahead and she did a nice job on that music, and no one should go ahead and should be denying that. However, that's not the point. The point is that she put out a she went ahead and she put out a document alleging that she was sexually assaulted by the lead developer of Pressure, that being Urban Shade, while they were at RDC, in a hotel room, right? And this was a pretty long document, and you could easily see from what Rent had said, like there was a possible chance that sexual assault had happened. Now, the initial response by Urban, I don't personally really didn't help how much either, but I'm pretty sure he was reacting pretty much kind of in a panic, because this is a serious accusation, and it pretty much got really, really ugly, where he actually nearly unaligned himself, I believe. And then a week later, we find out, oh, this dude not dead, right? Matter of fact, he's in the hospital, and while he was in the hospital, with help from his mother, I believe, for providing him like a laptop to go ahead and work on the response, he ends up dropping a response at 3:00 in the morning keep in mind that this is also technically in my time zone, which I live in pretty much live in the most irrelevant time zone in the United States. By the way, 3 o'clock in the morning, he drops his response, claiming that while a sexual encounter did happen, it wasn't entirely consensual. It had also explained plenty of other issues, like some patterns of behavior Brent had supposedly shown. And what also went ahead and did the whole thing was that he even went out and showed private Twitter messages between the two of them. Where, yeah, if you went ahead and you saw the document, yeah, it was Weren't you gonna eat some chicken from the oven? It was, to keep it simple, something that I would not go ahead and do the whole thing. Also, hold on. I'm working on something right now. I'm yapping, so. Anywho, that's like I was saying. The response document, again, there is a legitimate reason that the whole thing couldn't have happened either. And with the private Twitter messages even showing, even some more messages being revealed on how Ren may have contradicted herself and all that as well. And with that being in mind, and like I originally said, I went ahead and actually read both of those documents. And I'm not sure I spent like long hours reading them too. Like I think like a good 2-3 hours. So maybe like not 8 hours, but like I spent basically a good amount of time going ahead and reading them and analyzing them. And yet, it's conflicting. I do expect them to go ahead and probably push this into like a freaking the court. And if they do, I will say it will be interesting to see how that will go ahead and that will transpire. Which honestly, I encourage both sides to go and do so, because quite frankly, trusting Twitter to go ahead and be the judge and jury is already kind of hard to do, because, well, they're going to have that. There's going to be a bias to believing the victim. And which, okay, you can semi-understand, because unfortunately, like, you can argue like a good 90% of sexual assault cases are true. Maybe like 85. I don't know. Like, I don't know an actual number, but like there's a high chance. The whole point is that there's a high chance that shit even happens. But there's also that good chance that said person may be lying. And quite frankly, I want to know who really is lying. Like, hopefully, like that's all I'm waiting for. And because also that this whole thing happened in the U.S., I don't know how that would work too, but like the whole incident happened pretty much stateside. I don't know, really in Cali, but I don't know how that would work. Be interesting to see how that would be and all that. There's been more incidents that have happened since then. But of course, that main one I wanted to go ahead and strictly wanted to talk about because it's one of the more confusing controversies I've seen. It's perhaps one of the most controversial ones ever. So now it leads to right now, tonight. Recording this, it's late at night, almost midnight. And I'm going to say, like, I do not know where this platform's direction's going. I do know also that the Roblox Plus edition is also something that no one really asked for either. But sure, let's go ahead and let's do that, I guess. If there's one thing that some people are already going to do, and something I might miss by participating, is that there's going to be people that are going to either cut back on their expenses to Roblox or not invest at all. Like, there is... the player gain to loss ratio now is probably less than more. Mind you, Roblox is like a freaking $1 billion company. I really honestly think that the only if we're gonna go ahead and keep it 100%, is that them going ahead and probably getting a freaking is that them going public and doing that whole stock shit probably went ahead and fucked everything up, because since then you haven't been listening to your community, and honestly it's gonna look like it's gonna be that way too. Like, this is like the first time in years where I just have an uncertainty, which becomes more and more and more and more uncertain as Roblox keeps pushing out stupid updates. And if we're gonna really look at what has happened since then, someone had made a list, so I'm gonna go ahead and point this out. The removal of bezels. This is from like the past decade, which you could go, which that one, a lot of this older stuff I'm not too familiar with, because I did not join Roblox until later 2015, but 2016 I was a younger kid, but I wasn't really too invested. But still, you look at the stuff that they have done. Physics changes that removes sorts of many games. Removal of combat badges, the removal of Lifetime's builder clubs, and the list continues. Removal of the old voxel terrain. Removal of build mode. Removal of game comments. The removal all old heads except for 3 being put off sale. The removal of searching for games by genre. The removal of catalog comments. The removal of the forums. The removal of the forums one, you could kind of argue it got bad there. Especially when there was some instance that one hadn't happened in October, and also the Quackity tomfoolery, which he has matured from, which I'll give Quackity that. All games are forced to use filtering enabled, making millions of old games still unplayable. And of the ability to delete official Roblox items from your inventory. The removal of clans from groups. Old skateboard gear is being put off sale. The removal of viewing sales on catalog items. The removal of minefield. The removal of copyrighted audios and audio privacy update.
This one, to be fair, you can kind of understand because of fucking bigger companies. So double standard society on that one. You tell me.
Deletion of all blog posts prior to 2021. Public catalog UGC being added in. The removal of user ads. The removal of last online. All games that have no content ring are no longer unplayable. The chat out there and the removal of Roblox badges. And then the removal of classic faces. And then the more subjective ones, but that he even added, which was the removal of tickets, the removal of best friends, the removal of the super safe chat, the removal of guests, and of course, addition of dynamic ads. Voice chat was a good update, which I will go ahead and I will say. The replacement of Builders Club with premium. Forced clothes for naked avatars. So you mentioned that one.
That one was actually, you could actually suddenly justify, which I'm just gonna go and say that.
R15 was also go ahead and being added. The R6 hatred that this game has just been insane too. By the way, like it's become it's been become a pretty much a point where it's just gotten ridiculous. It's like, yes, you're gonna, like, yes, I can understand like some things I went ahead and I said, but golly. This whole thing has just got, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stop talking now. Good night.